Ukraine accuses Georgia, Armenia and Azerbaijan of negotiating with Moscow over the re-export of Russian products to international markets in order to evade sanctions.
Here's a summary of the article.
101-minute read. Ukrainian Defense Intelligence has accused Georgia, as well as Armenia and Azerbaijan, of negotiating with Moscow over the re-export of Russian products to international markets. The Ukrainian Defense Intelligence further stated that Armenia creates favorable conditions for Russian companies to do business, especially in the IT sphere. Russian citizens created nearly 1,000 private enterprises and about 250 limited liability companies on the territory of Armenia, which pay taxes to the budgets of both countries, Armenia and Russia. Earlier in April, Ukraine's Defense Ministry intelligence alleged that Moscow was establishing a channel for smuggling through the Georgian territory, an accusation denied by the Georgian authorities. The State Security Service of Georgia then urged Ukraine to immediately relay evidence on its claim, warning that the failure to do so will be considered premeditated disinformation. The Georgian government has reiterated since the early days of the war that Tbilisi would not impose bilateral sanctions against Moscow, hit by massive international sanctions. Ukraine's renewed accusation comes amid already strained relations between Tbilisi and Kyiv, after President Volodymyr Zelensky recalled ambassador from Georgia over the immoral position of Garibashvili's cabinet on not joining sanctions and for barring Georgian volunteers from flying to Ukraine.
This post received a score of 11,000, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Georgian here. OFC they fucking do. Our ruling party's leader is a Russian oligarch darling. There was scandal of him talking to one just recently. Georgian government is full of cowards and Russia appeases.
I like your old president, the one that fires all the police. He's a legend.
I doubt there's a politician with a crazier life story out there. Here's an excerpt from that guy's Wikipedia page about the time after he lost power in Georgia and left the country.
Have a look at SK's former president Park Geun-hye. Her father was the former military dictator. Her mother was assassinated by North Korean spies trying to target her father, and then a few years later he was assassinated by his head of national intelligence. The young Park Geun-hye then fell under the influence of a cult leader who said her dead mother appeared to him in a dream and he could help them communicate. Years later, when Park is elected president, the cult leader's daughter starts taking bribes for influencing the president and editing her speeches.
And the cult leader's father in turn had a relationship with her father, IIRC?
If that's true, then I would think that the increased export volume would be significant and obvious.
India is reselling Russian oil to Europe. Maybe one of these days India will become a major oil exporter.
Greater than maybe one of these days India will become a major oil exporter, not something I expected to read these days. Also, I saw a post on our data is beautiful showing the list of countries that import Russian fossils after invasion, and Europe seems to be on the top.
Well, multiple states are reliant on Russian gas, and contrary to oil, import from another continent is pretty hard with how little infrastructure a country like Germany has.
Georgia? If it's true, I strongly suspect they're not negotiating, they're being blackmailed.
Nothing has been confirmed. We all realize it's a political suicide for our ruling party if they actually allow that. They know it too. There's no way that happens. If it does, not for long. What's true though is Russians moving their businesses from Russia to here. Doesn't mean they're evading sanctions right away though. Many Russians just don't want to live and do business in Russia anymore.
Tbilisi slaps. I'd live there. Fantastic place. The views are amazing and you'd have defined thighs and calves from all the hills lol.
Someone wants to join the sanctioned group.
It would make more sense to negotiate with these countries and work towards replenishing all trade they have with Russia the way US, Canada work towards replacing Russian fuels in EU. That way Russia won't have any means to avoid sanctions and these countries will fall of Russian influence.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.